Yeah, welcome to the first coronavirus COVID-19 microcast bonus episode.
I like the name.
I
It's
think we should.
it's a little bit long, but I think
Yeah,
it tells you exactly what you're getting, right?
yes, you're getting COVID-19
Yeah,
bonus episode.
yeah.
We're not actually here to distribute the COVID-19.
Not that I
That's
know
being
of.
no, that's being done by weapons labs, level 4 labs that manufacture viruses. That's not
Mm-hmm.
on us.
Mm-hmm.
That's on someone else.
Hey, before I get criticized for bad audio and like messing up things like usual, maybe we should tell people what we've got on so that they're
Oh
yeah,
yes,
because
that's
otherwise
right.
it's just a bunch of noise and we sound all muffled.
Yeah, so um, that's true. If you're watching us live, that's one thing. If you're watching it later on YouTube, that's
Mm-hmm.
another thing. But if you're listening to us not driving to work because you're not going to work, but if you are a truck driver and you are taking goods somewhere and keeping the supply chains open, God love you, bless you, thank you. Um, yeah, we sound like crap because we're wearing
PPE
our what?
or PPE.
Our PPE. So why
Mm-hmm.
don't you tell the listeners what a PPE is?
Personal protective equipment.
Yes, we're wearing personal protective equipment.
Mm-hmm.
That was me basically getting you to tell me without sounding dumb. So, hey, Adriel, tell the listeners what a PPE is, would you?
Yeah, what's where do I buy the PPEs? How many PPEs should I buy?
Yeah. So, yeah, I have a full-on gas mask on without the canisters. They're sealed up. Adriel has a well, you know what, Adriel? I'll be honest. You know who you look like?
Who?
You look like Scorpio or Scorpion
Mortal
from
Kombat.
Mortal Kombat. Yep.
Yeah,
Get
yeah,
over here.
yeah, yeah.
Now it's stay over
Stay
there.
over there. Don't come over here. Well, I think we could take our masks off at this point.
You think so? Do we even have anybody watching us yet?
Oh yeah, we got people watching us. Go, we're up to 27 already.
Oh,
It's a coronavirus, man. Everyone's like us, sitting at home, just being like, "What should we do? Let's do a podcast or a video cast."
Five round mag bumpfire radio. That's funny.
This is Bumpfire Radio. You're better looking than usual. That's because of the mask, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you get a haircut, Trev. Actually, no. Freshnet Kane asked if I got a haircut. I've committed to not shaving anything until this is all over. I'm gonna Grizzly Adams this mofo.
But so if you've ever been to a site for a factory, you know that you need to be freshly shaved to be able to get a good seal with that gas mask, right?
Crap, that's true, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I already know that it's leaking just breathing.
So when the zombie apocalypse happens, you're gonna need like a Bic razor, and you're gonna be like, there's gonna be zombies knocking on the door. You're gonna be like shaving, trying to get the last little bits.
I'll be like,
hair
oh,
off.
bang, 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 shave, shave, bang, shave. I'm not coordinated enough to shoot and shave. All right.
Do you want to go over your gun stuff? I'll do mine first. You take your mask off. So I've been waiting for something in the mail, and it finally arrived. I'm so happy. This holster,
I recognize
surplus holster.
You got a surplus one? I had a mine was repop.
Oh no,
it had to be repop. It was way too. The condition was too good to be authentic.
No, this has got like some nice like Russian smell. Came from Russia.
Oh,
yeah,
dude, that's awesome.
Feels good. Fits that M57 in there great too, even though it's got a longer grip. Very nice. I don't know when I'll actually use it. Maybe if I shoot like a Milcert match for like 2-gun or something like that. Maybe I'll go with that for authenticity. But I think it was this was like $15. Some warehouse in Russia somewhere just has like a whole like a warehouse of that stuff. And then the other thing that came in was this.
Oh,
which is also pretty exciting. Yeah.
All right, so talk to me about that receiver set. What receiver set is that?
That is the Matrix Aerospace M762D, which is not an AR-10. It's something else. It's
non-restricted, just like the Stag 10, just like the BCL.
Correct. Yep. Price is good. I figure, like, I
I mean,
priced
that's
out
the same handguard I'm running. I know what that is.
nice handguard, nice and smooth.
Oh, that's
Gucci
all
barrel.
Maple Ridge.
Yeah,
Maple Ridge
yeah,
brake,
yeah.
Maple Ridge barrel, Maple Ridge handguard,
Everything.
and that's why it's so bloody light.
And nice.
Yeah. Oh yeah, their stuff is really top notch, man. Canadian made.
The buffer in there, it's so nice. It's got like a little laser etched like little thing on there. I didn't keep their trigger because I'm not the poors, and I put a nice one on there.
Yeah, that's good.
And I chucked a Covenant on the top for now. And I think if I take it, like, I'm probably going to use this to shoot coyotes and deer. And if I do that, I'm probably going to take that brake off because
hard
on the ears.
And the brake works great, but no, not for hunting unless you're going to hunt with electronic hearing protection, which I'm not opposed to, but.
I've done it. It's I just throw it over top my toque, and it keeps your ears warm, so that's nice. But
throw it over top of my toque, said the Canadian boy.
It's because when I'm hunting, it's always cold.
yeah, of course. You're in Edmonton. It's always miserable.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, I sent a shotgun there today.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, I've been mailing stuff around too. People are like panic buying, and I'm like, well, I got stuff to unload, so might as well sell it. Yeah, I mean, there's not really much to say about it. It's like a standard receiver set. Nothing super special about it. The only thing I'm not sure I quite like this takedown pin. Sits a little bit proud. Can you see that?
I can see that.
Yeah, it sits a little bit proud on top of there. It's just not cut out like on the side here to go fully flush. Maybe that's a good idea because at least then you can pull it out a little bit easier.
Yeah, you don't have to push from the other side. You can get some fingers on it. Is it in the detent? Is it locked in?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Well, then don't worry about it.
Locked into the detent. Yeah.
Now, the difference between an AR-10 and an AR-15 takedown pin in the front is length, right? Because the receiver in the AR-10 is wider.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if an AR-15 pin would fit in there more better.
Well, maybe. I've got some extra AR-15 pins. Maybe I should try them. I mean, it's flush on the one side here. So
interesting.
I think it's the right one. Yeah.
It's got to be. Yeah.
But yeah, not really much to say. I can't take it out to shoot it because I'm not going to go to the range. It's
why not?
I don't want to be around a bunch of people. Edmonton's up to 70 cases.
Yeah, we'll come back to OIS and why not later.
We're getting up there.
Yeah,
you can hear that rubbing in there. I might shoot it with no lube just to like kind of wear in the components and then clean it and lube it afterwards.
Yep. 100% agree with that.
Comes with a fancy charging handle and everything. Look at that charging handle.
Came with that.
Yeah. Came with
How much
fancy
was all
charging handle, fancy grip. That's a real mission critical minimalist stock on the back there.
You can tell it's lightweight the way you're holding it up with one hand by the buffer.
Mm-hmm.
What's it coming in at with the Covenant?
I don't know. I didn't weigh it with the scope yet. I'll have to check. If just the rifle's 8.5, I mean, I'll weigh it when you're doing your segment. This might be something that's just standard in AR-10s. It just wows me, but the bolt catch, it's like a threaded pin instead of like having to hammer in that.
I've got one of those. I don't have a receiver that's threaded for one, I don't think.
Mm-hmm.
But I see my kitty cat lower. Somebody mashed the pin in there and broke an Allen key off. Like they were like, "Can I get you to help me with this?" I'm like, "Yep, I'll be over." And they couldn't wait. They're admitted to being very impatient. They tried to do it without me, and they actually, they damaged so there's a pin in there, but the pin walks.
Mm-hmm.
So if I could get it threaded, then I could put in that threaded tube, pin, some blue Loctite, and no more walking.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. For the listeners, yes, I am in reverse land. That's just part of. Someone was asking if I have a left-handed gun. No. Nope. Yeah, I don't know. Like I hammered this together in like half an hour, and it's like, oh, I'm done. Easy. There's like, I don't know. You've done the handguards for the Maple Ridge.
Yes. Yep.
They come with their own wrench. You torque them.
No, I don't like it. I don't like it. Sometimes those wrenches don't fit very well. I think maybe they've gotten better, but like the first couple of handguards, yeah. Then they increased the tolerance because initially it was like, and hold on one second here. this one here.
But the advantage of the handguard here is that it doesn't matter where the barrel nut is. You don't have to like index it so that you have to get the gas tube through. It's just wherever it torques up tight.
Yeah, so I'm holding up my Modern Sporter, and I've got a Coda Evolution handguard on there, and it has the same kind of barrel nut as the Maple Ridge, and then you slide the a piece over top of the barrel nut, and you tighten it down, and then you screw the handguard onto that. $400. All right, I paid used for new in the box, but secondhand.
Yeah.
One of the screws that the part that goes onto the barrel nut that I'm touching here that says Coda that the handguard is screwed onto, that it locks down onto the barrel nut with 3 screws. The center one is stripped out already. They don't provide screws that are quite long enough to bite into enough threads. And the wrench that they send is meant to go onto either a pry bar or a sock, like a ratchet, or onto your torque wrench. And its tolerances were really bad. And I've basically rounded all the corners off getting this thing to torque to spec. Not what I would expect for a $400 handguard.
Yeah, I don't have any of those issues. I don't have any issues with that with this. I mean, there's just clamps on, right? It's got the fore-end clamps onto the barrel nut.
Yeah, much better design.
One on each.
Yep.
Both going in opposite directions.
Yep,
nice
perfect.
And stiff. I don't feel any movement with the between the barrel. The barrel is a very lightweight, fluted, like their fancy barrel. I priced out, so I took a look at all the standard pricing that Maple Ridge has on all the components for this. I figure it's $2,250 of stuff, and they sell the whole kit for $1,800. It's a good deal. Like if you like the stock and the fore end and the barrel and all the stuff in there, that package deal is fantastic. And
absolutely.
Now I've got like fantastic trigger in there, and I don't really need to change anything else out.
I've had right now both my 223 non-restricted ARs are Maple Ridge barrels. The handguard that you have there, I have the same handguard on my AR-10, and I have the AR-15 version, 17 or 18 inch on my 3-gun STI AR. I've Maple Ridge Armory all the way, guys. All the way.
Yeah, I'm just going to pull up. I had some more notes on this, on that Matrix.
You said it's how much? 17 or 18?
18. $17.99.
$1,800.
Yeah.
That's better than a factory stag.
A factory stag has a factory stag barrel. It doesn't have like a match barrel on it. This has got their MRA 20-inch X1 match barrel on it, which is pretty fancy pants. And like the rest of it, it's like, who cares? Like, yeah, it's got a Matrix Aerospace upper and lower receiver. Is there anything interesting about them? No. There isn't. It's just an upper and lower. But who cares? So is the Stag. It's just an upper and lower, right? It's all mil-spec standard parts. It came with the dust cover. The upper came ready to rock and roll. It had the dust cover and the forward assist on there. The lower you had to install the parts kit on, which is like all of half an hour. If you do a bunch of them, maybe like an hour or two if you like really take it carefully and you don't know what you're doing. The gas tube's so long. All my other guns are like 16-inch ARs, and the gas tubes on those are a lot shorter. This thing is huge. It goes up to like right there.
You know what it's not, though? It's actually just an AR-15 rifle-length gas tube.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There is an AR-10 rifle-length gas tube, but you got to be careful because there's the DPMS pattern, there's this pattern, there's that pattern, and if your gun is a DPMS pattern AR-10, it uses an AR-15 rifle-length tube. And that's what I've got on mine as well.
Yeah. So I'd like to take it out and go shoot it. Maybe I will soon, someday. I don't know. Depends. How about you? You get anything cool in the mail? Sell anything?
Yep. I sold an SKS and 2 shotguns. I sent 1 shotgun to Ontario and 1 shotgun to Edmonton, and it cost me more to ship a gun to Ontario than Edmonton. So thank you, Canada Post, for that. Apocalyptic pricing, I guess.
I got some weird pricing too. I was mailing something out to New Brunswick, and regular mail was what was like regular price, and then the expedited price they gave me was like $90. I ain't doing that.
No, I guess not.
You know what their policy is right now? Canada Post, they changed it again. Now, they won't do a signature. Their policy now is to put it at the door, ring the doorbell, and leave. That's their new policy, which I kind of like because I'm here anyways.
Right, but I mean, I paid for signature twice, 3 times.
Well,
they never bothered to tell me it was a waste of my money.
Yeah, it was a waste of your money. I'm telling you right now.
They just took my money.
They didn't say stop sending guns. They're just not going to get a signature.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So when the mail came, my order from TNA, I believe we talked about that last episode. And and then the next day I got a Maple Ridge barrel from Ben, my enabler, he spends more time on CGN finding ways for me to spend my money than he does finding ways for himself to spend his money. So it's my second 223 Wild Maple Ridge Armory barrel. This one's not the straight cut fluting. This one's the spiral fluting, which is kind of cool, but you can't see it anyway under this awesome Coda Evolution carbon fiber handguard. Mm-hmm. So anyway, I took the 7.62 by 40 barrel off for now and put a 223 barrel on. I mounted a Strike Eagle 1-8 by 24. Got that put together. And then other than that, a lot of loading of the ammo. And then we did go shooting. But I think I'll save that for Thursday's episode because I won't be doing much between now and Thursday except some reloading. So, So that's about it, man. I put my Modern Sport together, sold some guns, and made some ammo.
With the scope and mount, it's 10 pounds even.
10 pounds even.
4.5 kg. Yeah. Oh, I guess I can move this back down here. Oh, and I also asked Ryan from Maple Ridge for a dank meme with the package, and he did send me one. This doesn't make any sense for anyone watching because it's reversed, but he did send a meme along as requested.
You asked Ryan? Why would you ask Ryan for a dank meme?
Why not?
Okay. Random. Yeah. Hey, man, buying some stuff. Also, I'd like a meme, please.
Yeah. Your finest meme, sir.
That's funny.
Yeah, I want to get out and shoot it. And, shoot some coyotes and deer with it. I got a box next to me with like a whole bunch of garbage because it's all retail stuff, right? It's not like it's not brown bag stuff. It's all like nicely packaged stuff that you'd find on the shelf, right?
Yeah.
Thrown into the garbage. Not appreciated by me whatsoever.
Not at all.
No.
So yeah, why don't we talk about given the nature of what's going on, your thoughts, your opinions, how you're handling social distancing, how you're handling being in isolation. Are you in isolation? What's your day-to-day look like, Adriel?
Well, I work from home, so like this is not different for me. My kids are here. That's the difference. My kids are here and they're like running around during the day, but so that's the same. I was thinking really hard about going to the range, but I just didn't want to. Like, I thought that that would be one of the few places that people would want to go, and I was worried that there's going to be like 50 people there. Some people might be sick and not really know it or still want to hit the range anyways, and I just didn't want to be a carrier and do that kind of thing, so I didn't bother.
Yeah. I mean, let's face it, the range is not Costco. It's not, the mall. It's not your doctor's office. It's not a hospital.
It is outdoors, too.
It is outdoors. I don't know, there's ways that, I don't know. I mean, I'll tell you, I drove 4 hours each way to go sight in some rifles and do some load development because I was getting the cabin fever. And I thought to myself, I weighed the pros and cons.
Mm-hmm.
I took into consideration the location of the range, the population, where we are with cases in New Brunswick, how rural it is. I brought sanitizing supplies with me. I wore rubber gloves inside my leather gloves. Never took my gloves off the whole time I was there. I had Lysol wipes in the truck. Maybe all for naught, but some people, and I mean, I don't mind admitting that I'm trolling people because I believe that they're overreacting somewhat. Their reactions, it's okay to be concerned, but when someone tells me that I deserve to get COVID-19 because I'm so effing stupid for going to a range, I will troll your ass because I think that's just ridiculous. You sound like a whiny liberal bitch, and yeah.
Is that how you
So
really feel, though?
that's really how I feel. Yeah, if you tell me I deserve to get COVID-19 because I went to a rural range in New Brunswick with 3 people, we traveled in different vehicles, we maintained the 2 meters from each other the entire time.
Well, and you guys have 18 cases out there. Like,
right?
What are the odds of running into now? Alberta, we've got 360. It's like there's a bit, and
Yep.
that's like
Yep.
confirmed. I expect that it's probably like 3 times that.
And I mean,
of people who just don't know yet.
The people that were piling on me on social media were like just assuming that I was basically like one of those people that didn't believe in climate change and was like, this is all a scam and everybody's overreacting and you don't like, they just made all these assumptions about my overall attitudes and opinions towards all of these topics because I went to the range.
Mm-hmm.
And so for that, yeah, I'm going to troll you and I'm going to let you believe those things, I told one guy, I said, hey, man, in 2 weeks, I tell you what, if I got it, I'll tell you I told you so. If I don't got it, I owe you a beer. Do you drink Corona? Right? So,
hey,
anyway.
I have something I have changed. I'm doing PC gaming.
There you go.
Playing Escape from Tarkov and like a bunch of first-person shooters and that kind of thing for video games because what else are you going to do with all this time?
Well, I got a couple of things lined. Like I've got so many projects in the basement. I've got a bunch of reloading projects to do. I have a lifetime supply of brass to sort and clean and process. And when all that's done, I want to pick up the bow and arrow and do some blank baling in the basement just to keep that in check. I haven't touched the bow and shoot, it's been almost 2 years. I finally got around this fall to putting a fresh set of ropes on my hunting bow, but I haven't really done much with it. Every winter I want to shoot more archery, but I started going to indoor IPSC matches, so it's like, no, I can't do both. There's just only so much money in the bank and only so many weekends in a month, right? So when that's done, all the reloading projects are done, the basement's done. Yeah, gaming is going to be a thing, and I'm looking at Resident Evil 2 has been re-released and remastered as both a console game and a computer game. So I went looking for it the other day and I found it and it's like $80. I'm like, I'm not that excited yet. I still have.
Your laptop's pretty powerful. It might be able to do some gaming on it.
Well, yeah, that's what you were saying when we got this thing. So I anticipate that I should be okay with it. So yeah. But okay, so you're already used to being at home all day. The only difference is the kids are there. Are you struggling with not going out? Like, did you go out often anywhere? Or you just like the wife did the shopping and you pretty much stayed home and just went to the range? Like,
range a lot. No, I'd go over to friends' places and that kind of thing a lot. So
yeah,
that part's different. But what I have been doing is this kind of thing. So I've been video chatting with people. I've been encouraging my kids too as well because one older one is at the age now where he's socializing or should be socializing. We're gonna have this generation of kids that went through this like super long summer basically. And didn't talk to any of their friends, so he's been video chatting with people as a way to get that social interaction in. And I think that's important to get in because that's one piece that we're missing from this whole thing is social interaction.
Yeah, and I mean, I think I probably need more of it because, like, I'm spending, like, when the first week. Okay, so the first. I don't like. I lost track of time. I think today is Wednesday, but I can't really be sure.
Tuesday.
There you go. The first week we were home from school, where schools were closed. Like I started prepping on Thursday before schools closed. The Friday that schools were still open. This is the first week back after the New Brunswick March break. It was a snow day, and I had an MRI, an ultrasound. It's twins, by the way. Thanks for asking.
Good. Yeah.
Puppies.
Very happy.
So yes. So that day I had an ultrasound at 8:00 in the morning. I spent the rest of the day prepping food, fuel, all the gas cans filled, 2 propane tanks filled, all the gas, all the cars filled, and then I think I went out probably. So then on probably Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I went to the store because I just was not satisfied. I think Thursday night, her and I went shopping, and I saw some of this coming, and I told her we were going to change our shopping list. We were going to focus more on dry goods and things with long shelf life, right?
Mm-hmm.
Came home, and I'm like, this is nowhere near enough. So I went out 3 more times, and still, because I don't shop, I don't know what things cost in the grocery store. I'm way out of touch in that regard. Like I haven't shopped for myself in 20 years. So I had a finite amount of money to spend, but it still took me 3 trips to spend it because I'd look at the cart, and I didn't want to be that bachelor who's living on his own for the first time with a calculator, adding up the prices of the items in the cart. Like I was so out of my element. It took me 3 times to spend the money I had allotted for this little trip. And then I had to go back to Denise once. It seemed like I was going out every day, and this was kind of getting to Christina a little bit. And I'm like, look, it's better now. There's no cases in Northern New Brunswick that we know of. Things are still relatively quiet. This is the time to go spend $1,000 on food, not in 3 weeks. 3 weeks may be a different world, man. In the Corona world, 3 weeks is a long time.
Yeah. Well,
policies and protocols change every day.
You look at the meat sections in some of the Costco's and that kind of thing, and it's like started with the toilet paper, then Lysol wipes, alcohol, sanitizer, and now food and that kind of thing is starting to go. I wonder how many people, I was at a grocery store it must have been Wednesday last week, and I wonder how many people have bought paper towel thinking it's toilet paper.
I can't.
It's the only thing left.
Yeah. And follow me for more recipes. I love that where the guy takes the toilet paper roll and he cuts it in 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then when they call a plumber, the plumber's going to be like, "No, dude, I'm not working right now." Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, that paper towel's going to do a number on you too.
Yeah. So, do you have any anxieties? Are you worried about anything? No. You're not worried. You're not worried about getting it. You're not worried about your food. You're not worried about your security. Any of these things concern?
If I was worried about something, I would be worried about my job because I think a lot of people are going to lose their job over the next little while here. Mm-hmm. I would be worried about my parents because they're older, and for them getting this kind of thing would be deadly. But mostly, like a bunch of my friends are getting laid off right now. Because Alberta is hooped. We are absolutely hooped here. So, no, I'm not really worried about security or anything like that. If I need to, I can go to my parents' place. That's like, if I
would already be there.
Well,
I know why you're not. You're working from home. Yeah. You got to work from home. Yeah. But your parents, it's the perfect place.
I could still work from there, but their internet connection isn't quite as good. And what I wouldn't want to have happen is for us to get sick and take it to them and finish them off. So
right, but you're not going to get sick because you're staying in the house.
Yeah, sure. I mean, mail comes every day. What if the mail guy's sick and he coughs on the packages or something, right? Like anything can happen, right? So I don't know. I might go 5 days. And if there's no symptoms or anything like that, maybe next weekend I can head out to the parents' place and go shoot that rifle because it's not infected. Don't need to go to the range.
Right. So is getting this virus off of mail a concern?
I don't think it's a huge concern. No, I'm not. I'm not worried about a lot of this stuff. I am simply practicing an overly cautious approach.
Right. And that's good. And that's how you don't get it. Common sense and be cautious. Like, here's how I got my fuel this morning. So because I was in Fredericton on Monday, the only silver lining to all this is gas is under $1 again in New Brunswick. So I had to fuel up. So I took my latex gloves.
Mhm.
Well, they're probably not latex, but whatever these surgical gloves are. And my Lysol wipes. And I went out. I had to mail some packages this morning. So I went to the gas station, and I always go pay at the pump so I don't have to interact with a human, virus or not, right? If I can avoid going inside to see people, I'll do that. So I get out. I got the gloves on. I got the Lysol wipes. I take them out of the container in the truck, fistful of them, get out of the truck. I wipe the handle on the nozzle. I wipe down the keypad on the pay at the pump.
Mhm.
And then throw the Lysol in the garbage can, fill the truck up with gas, put the pump back. If you've ever taken a first aid course, you know how to take gloves off without contaminating yourself, assuming your gloves have biological matter on them, fluids, fecal matter, whatever. There's a way to take off gloves.
You went straight to fecal matter.
Yep. So your gloves are covered in poop. Here's how you take them off. So anyway, you know how to take off the gloves. If you have, you peel it back like this, scrunch it up, peel that one off, inside out, and there you go. All the mess is contained inside the glove. So did that, threw the gloves in the garbage, got back in the truck, and off I went. Like that's the kind of.
I think it's kind of funny how in a lot of supermarkets and that kind of thing, you see people wearing gloves, but it's like they don't wash that. They use those gloves all day long. Like those gloves are.
Yeah, no.
It's like they're handling your card or your money with those gloves. Like those gloves have touched everything else in that store. Those are not clean just because they're gloves.
Right. Absolutely.
If anything, they're just protecting the clerk, right?
Yeah. No,
even then, like what are they protecting them from? You just wash your hands.
Don't touch your face. But the problem is touching. You're more likely to not touch your face if you got the gloves on, right? Because it's like, glove, right?
I guess that's a good point. That's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
No, but I think that the economic impacts of this are going to be large, especially in Alberta. Alberta is going to head for some really dark times here, but I'm not super worried about the virus or food shortages or anything like that. And like we've seen how it's played out in Italy, in Spain, or places where it got hit way worse. Right? At the most, they told everyone to stay home, and they forced everyone to stay home. It's like camping. I'm already well set up. I was well set up before this. I had enough food. I needed to fill up some water jugs just in case water got interrupted. I've got enough guns and ammo. I'm sure you've got your share there. Is that a correct phrase? Enough guns and ammo?
Well,
is there enough? Can you have enough? I think I have.
I will
enough.
I will tell you this, Adriel. If I had as much food as I had ammo, I would have zero anxiety about nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like there's no such thing as too much food. If it's stored correctly and it's not going to go bad. Like if you're wasting food because you shopped stupidly, then But
I mean, the entire economy could collapse completely, and it could be Mad Max outside. And I would load up a van with a bunch of food and water, head out to my parents' place, and start planting a crop and shoot a deer or two.
Yeah,
and it would be fine.
I mean, I don't.
That's like nuclear zombie apocalypse.
Yeah, I've got two solid bug out locations that are prearranged with friends. And I've got possibly when the roads open up back the woods, one back there too. So there's kind of a team of guys here that will rely on each other. We've already been bartering. Like, I need something, I get it, no questions asked. They need something, they get it, no questions asked. It'll all work itself out in the end.
Mm-hmm.
It's not even a question with some of my friends up here that they get what they need if I can spare it, right? So, but
are you worried?
I am. Am I worried about it? I'm in a kind of a hypersensitive mode where I have no sense of humor. I'm telling you right now, if you're friends with me on Facebook, 90% of everything you send me is deleted without opening. I ain't got time to read your toilet paper memes, and I don't want to. Like, I got shit to do. I'm busy all day here. I'm working.
Got shit to do, but you do have enough toilet paper for it.
Yes, and when I don't, I'll wipe my hand and wash it. Like I have no sense of humor right now about stupidity and memes and jokes and stuff, and I'm not even kidding. Like, there's a couple of people, 100% of their messages are deleted without even opening because I know it's just gibberish, and I haven't got the time, the inclination, or the sense of humor for it, which is a symptom of a bigger problem. It means that I've got some anxiety going on here, where I am, I'm like I got.
I think a lot of people are, though. A lot of people are very anxious about this.
It's I don't feel anxious. I'm not having a panic attack or anything, but it's like there's a lot of shit I want to get done, and I want to get it done now. And I've been kind of ahead of the curve the whole time, a day or two ahead of everybody else in my preps and stuff like that. And I mean, I was prepping somewhat all along, so we were not going to get caught with our pants down. I had 100 liters of water stored. I had food for like, okay, this is survival food. We can live off of it, but I don't want to go there yet. I don't want to get off keto yet. I'm trying to keep the house stocked with as much regular everyday food as possible.
Yeah, survival food is not keto. Cheap survival food is not keto.
That's right. Yeah, like I went out,
sugar and starch, like real basic stuff.
I went out and I bought 4 pounds of burger, and I cooked the burger, and I cooked an equal amount of rice and some green peppers, and I made a hash out of it, and I stored it all in individual portions in freezer bags. And I was hoping it was going to be a lot of food. And for 2 people, I think it's at a bag a day, 6 days. So it's like, okay, that's a little depressing. I thought this would go further, but it didn't. But I mean, if everything goes right, those bags of rice, hamburger, and green peppers will be my lunches when I return to work in September.
Yeah. That's probably what's going to happen, because like you think we've seen countries where things have really gone wrong with coronavirus, and people stay at home. What you're doing though is getting ready for the next pandemic, the next one that's way worse than this one, has a higher fatality rate, and is completely uncontrollable. And you'll be really ready for that one.
Yeah, I mean, I've always been kind of ready, but now I'm going to get serious about it. But yeah, like no, I'm biting Christina's head off every time she says something, because like she's completely the other end of the spectrum. She doesn't seem to have anything bothering her whatsoever. She is completely relaxed, almost like I'm like, you have no
out.
Oh, no, man, I can't meet her halfway on this one. I'm trying, but it's like, you're a sheep. You have no survival instincts. You're actually a liability. I feel like I have a child that I have to take care of who doesn't know any better. And that's not necessarily true, and it's wrong, and I'm just super hypersensitive right now. And I know that I am just being a dick to live with, but I got shit to get done, But really, like, everything I need is in place. I say that there's some security things I want to do around the house. I want to, let's say that it's 8 months from now, and the hood rats in my neighborhood are starting to get desperate, and they've hit a couple other places that were easy to roll over, and now maybe my place is next. Well, I don't want them to be able to get in, so I need to fortify some stuff.
You need the soup cans on a string, security system.
See what I mean? Like, right? Like, I don't find that funny. You know what I mean? That's the kind of shit right now gets under my skin. That's how uptight I am about this whole thing.
I'm gonna keep doing it for the rest of the show, just to give you fair warning.
I'm gonna stab you when I see you. Like,
that's a long time from now, and I will take that risk.
Right? I'm not gonna forget about it. It might be a fork, might be a salad fork at your father's table, but it's gonna happen. Remember that soup can joke? Dick. No, I get no sense of humor about these things. I want to make sure that everything is solid. You know what I mean? Stay frosty, and like, she wants to go for walks every day. Like, what are you doing?
Oh, you gotta get some exercise.
Yeah, you need exercise. You need fresh air. You really do.
Gotta have cardio for the
we know that from Zombieland. Yeah.
Gotta focus on the cardio.
Yep.
Very
But
important.
like she went for a walk without me, without telling me. Lost my shit, like as if she was walking down the worst street in Vancouver. You know what I mean? There's nothing out there but old people and a dog, and I'm like, what are you doing?
You left the compound.
Yeah, without telling me. Well, you saw I was dressed. Yeah, listen. Oh man, she come downstairs to tell me there was an ick on the plug in the kitchen, and I just tore a strip off her. Listen, you're not 5 years old. Speak like an adult. Use adult words. Use English words. Speak with clarity and purpose. What is this problem? What is this ick? Well, there's a bug on the wall. Kill the goddamn thing. What do you like? I gotta stop what I'm doing because there's a. Don't use the word ick. All right, never use ick again. You're an adult. Speak like one. I don't have time for foolishness.
But you do.
Right? All we have is time.
Yeah. I'm working during the day, so my schedule is not interrupted.
Yeah, you know what I
Yeah.
need?
I need to get something done. You need to like set some goals and.
Well, I got goals. I got a list of things to do, man. Every day I'm adding, I'm cutting something off the top of the list. I'm adding something to the bottom. Like I got reloading projects, man. But I'm getting all the important stuff is done. That trip to Fredericton on Monday, a lot of people think maybe it was stupid, but I mean, I drove by myself. I didn't go into any businesses. I was at an outdoor range. I had sanitizing stuff with me.
27 people.
There was 3
in
New Brunswick. 27, the whole province. If you believe the numbers, I don't believe anything the media says, but whatever. That's the only number we can talk about right now because that's what's published. 3 people, 2 meters apart from each other. Like, eat a dick if that's a problem for you. Some people, don't even want you to go outside for a walk in your neighborhood. Like, we don't all live in the same place. You have to understand where you are and use common sense and adjust accordingly. Like,
yeah, you can go for a walk down your street and see no one.
Absolutely, and we did. We saw one person today. Anyway, I drove past Costco on the way to Filthy's Range. That mofo was full to the brim. Like, I was there on a Monday in Fredericton, and Fredericton is the capital of New Brunswick. It's a beautiful city. It's my favorite city. It's one of my favorite places in all of Canada. I've been all over Canada. I've been to like every capital city in Canada, and I love Fredericton. And my plan is to retire in Nova Scotia, but I could retire in Fredericton too. Let me tell you. Anyway, for a Monday, it wasn't your typical Monday in Fredericton, but it was like a Saturday or Sunday. To me, there was way more people out and about than there really should have been.
Yeah.
Now, in Halifax right now, buses are free. And I have a friend who's a bus driver for the city of Halifax. He tells me that people are riding the bus because they're bored. What are you doing? But I deserve coronavirus because I went to a range.
Yeah. I wouldn't take it personally. Everyone's on.
Oh, I'm not.
Everyone else is projecting their anxiety on you.
Sure.
And doing the same thing, talking about how risky it is to go to the range because they don't know.
Yeah, like Halifax or Nova Scotia ranges aren't closed. The ranges are either closing themselves or they're putting in some restrictions.
Policies. Yeah.
And again, common sense. Like, one suggestion at one range was 1 person per bay. So let's think about that for a second. A mother and a father that are and a child are in quarantine together, and they decide to drive to the range together in the same car. But when they get to the range, they each have to take their own bay. It's you have to think a little bit about some of these things, right? So, but there are unfortunately some people out there that have no F's to give, don't care. And they're going to continue to go out until they're literally forced to stay home. And I'm at the post office last week.
It's coming soon. Ontario and Quebec shut down non-essential businesses. All those gun shops.
They were supposed to do it here too.
That were so busy.
Legion's open. I walked by today. Legion had an open sign. Pawn shop had an open sign. Really, guys?
Well, Ontario and Quebec are shutting down. I think it's tonight at midnight. So it wasn't like immediately after the announcement. And if New Brunswick announced it, maybe they had the same thing. I'm surprised they didn't do it in Alberta. Alberta's been like jumping on every measure to try to restrict as quick as possible.
I'm at the post office, and I'm keeping my 2 meters away from the clerk. And a customer comes in, and she says to the postal worker, "Are you afraid of coronavirus?" He said, "No, I'm not. Neither am I." And she mouthed some other ignorant statement. I'm like, you know what, guys? I'm not afraid of getting it either. I'm afraid of giving it to somebody who's not going to survive if they get it.
Yeah.
Crickets. Crickets. All of a sudden, it was like, oh, there's more than just me out there. You know, I was like, anyway.
Yeah.
So what have you done to prepare for your social for your isolation? Like, what kind of things have you done to like get ready?
I ordered a new video card, so my graphics are going to be top notch on my video
You're
gaming.
killing me. You're killing me.
I have
You know
a
what I want
headset
to talk
and a microphone.
about? I want to stabbing you twice now.
I have some rice because I have rice anyways, and I have some water. I did store some water after our last show where we were talking about prepping for coronavirus. I stored some water. I have done nothing else special. I'm going to run out of toilet paper in a week and a half, okay, according to my calculations. But then I got a bidet, so I don't care. Some of the kids are still using toilet paper.
All right, we're gonna get into some details about a bidet because I don't understand the whole bidet thing. It's like spraying your asshole with a garden hose.
Yeah.
But then what? You drip dry?
Yeah, you drip dry and you use a little bit of toilet paper, one little stretch of it to dry off.
Okay, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
You gotta there's still got to be a little pat down thing going on there. I mean, all right.
Other than that, though, pretty slick little system.
I don't know, man. I want to squirt water up my butt.
Don't turn the pressure up too high, then.
Jesus. Well, then it's an enema, isn't it?
Which, I mean, some people might be going for that. Mr. Crane's asking if I'm playing Escape from Tarkov. I am playing that game. It's a video game, but it's got really realistic
Is it online?
Mods and yeah.
All right, send me the link. I'll check it out after I'm done all my reloading projects. And gaming is something I'm going to do. I mean, or what's the?
I can't watch Netflix for more than an hour a day. Like I don't do TV, so and everyone's probably out of stuff to watch anyways, right?
Well, you know what I'm doing. So I got a problem with my back, and that's why I went for the ultrasound. I get this pain between my shoulder blades, and I wasn't sure if it was related to the high-fat diet, and it was some kind of indigestion, because sometimes there's a type of heartburn that you can get where it causes the pain between your shoulder blades. It would always seem to arrive around the same time, and I thought would go away with eating, and it would hit me a lot at the shop when I was working for Denis. And well, now that I'm doing these hours of reloading downstairs, it's coming back, and when it hits me, it shuts me down. So when I have to stop to give my back a break, I'm going through. On YouTube, you got playlists, right?
Yeah.
And you can add something to your favorites, or you can add it to watch later.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I had 134 videos in my watch later. So I just sit down when it's time to take a break, and I go through them.
Just
trying. Except that there's a documentary on electricity that I actually have for school. It's like 3 hours long. I'm like, nope, not doing it. Oh, I got something to show you. No, I'll save it for Thursday. I restored a Kui for my nephew that my dad left him. Yeah. Oh, what the hell? I'll show it now, and I'll show it again on Thursday. Hold on.
Yeah, why not?
Quite proud of this. Hold
on. I'm out of stuff to show, though, because, I mean, there's not a lot of stuff going through the mail right now. I've still got lots of emergency life raft rations.
Oh, geez, yeah, those. Yeah.
Only get a couple.
Yeah, so my dad passed, and he left my nephew a Kui 600, which is the later ones, the Kui Model 6D, and then the Kui Winchester 600. So it's a magazine tube-fed magazine, bolt action 22 rifle. It was in hard shape. I'll send you some pictures maybe on Thursday, or for Thursday's show of the before and after. So I replaced the stock and then refinished the stock. So I removed the old finish and sanded it and stained it, and then I covered it in True Oil.
It's too shiny.
Could
too
just
shiny
be a little.
and nice.
No, I also refinished the metal.
It's
the metal
also
was
too shiny and nice now.
Looks brand new, doesn't it?
I think Kuis should be like ratty and they should have that brown plum patina on them.
Dude, they don't need to be. Come on. Oh, I see. Hold on. I know what you're talking about. Hold on.
Everyone's got a gun like that. The finish is toast on it. It's purple, but it doesn't rust. It's just got abuse and neglect on it, and that's what's keeping the finish alive.
This is what you're referring to.
Yes, that is exactly what they're supposed to look like.
Yeah.
My grandpa's got a rifle just like that, except his is the tube-fed model, not the single
This
shot.
is tube-fed as well.
Oh, I didn't see the tube there. Yep.
Yeah. But
exactly,
you know what
like
this
that.
is? This was my first Kui rifle that I bought when I got into collecting Kuis, and shout out to the TCFR director for the province of Nova Scotia. He hooked me up with this. Randy. And is the camera focusing here?
No, it just loves you. Oh, it was trying. What is it anyways?
It's a Kui Sure Shot. So Kui made a line of rifles and shotguns for Sears Canada under the name Sure Shot. So it's a Kui 60, but it's called a Sure Shot.
Huh.
And that's a sure indication that it was made for Sears.
Most of the Sears guns I see are like Sears Roebuck or branded Sears 22s. Yeah.
Sure, they were made by somebody else, but these were the ones that Kui made for Sears.
Yeah, my
I haven't fired it yet.
It looks just like that. That same bolt head on it and tube fed. It got ran over by a tractor though. Still good.
Oh, so at one time I was going to try and get, the 60, the 600, and the Sure Shot. I was also going to try and get the 84s that were sold at Sears under the name Sure Shot as well. I mean, just look, my whole gun room here could be filled with Kuis 3 times, and I'd still not have them all.
Probably be a significant savings over the other firearms that are taking up the wall.
Yeah, that's right. I could fill the room 3 times.
That one has it's drilled and tapped on the side there, eh?
Yep.
Is that aftermarket? That can't be factory.
I don't know, Adriel.
It looks good. It looks really good.
Yeah, I mean, depending on when this was made by Kui or Winchester, it's quite possible.
Seems odd that factory would have holes drilled through into the bolt because like dirt and that kind of stuff could get in there, right?
Yeah.
Maybe they had caps or screws that were turned in there that you could take out if you wanted to mount.
Yeah, quite possible. Yeah. That'd be a question for Clayton. So
I'm sure we have like commenters that would be asking.
Oh, I sold 2 of my Kuis. Yeah. I sold the Kui 410. That's a Kui / Winchester. So normally, if they say Winchester, they're not an 840. Sorry, if they say Winchester, they're an 840, not an 84. Well, this one was an 84, but it also had Winchester on it, so it was a transition gun very early into the takeover when Winchester took over Kui. So I had a couple of Kuis like that were 84s but said Winchester on them. And one was a 410 that I bought when I was in Quebec at the National. So I sold that one. And I bought a Kui 28 gauge on CGN. And then I got another one for a much better price. So I sold the first one. I kept the one that I paid less for and was in better condition. And the one that I sold for exactly what I paid.
Okay. I don't know how that works, but sounds good.
Yeah, well, that's how it works.
That's how it works. Brian's asking, he says he has a Kui 39 where the chamber is super tight because the edge of the chamber has been peened by dry firing. Is there a way to repair that?
Yep.
Just get in there with a Dremel.
Yeah. Yep. Get in there with a Dremel.
Oh! Gunsmith right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, get in there with a Dremel and you just get that little where it's pushed over from the firing pin coming in, and it's kind of like bulged out at the bottom. Just wipe that off with a Dremel and whatever bit you have. High speed steel bit. High speed tool steel.
All right, take a breath. You get a 22 chamber reamer, and
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Yeah.
No.
no. All right, Dremel it is. Yeah,
I
the
think we're
bird- the
talking
bird
about a
needs
Kui
to.
here, right?
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
I think
get in there
we-
with a small hand file and a magnifying glass, so you can look very closely at what you're doing, so you don't take off when you have to, and just remove the burr.
Yeah, I think that's an easy one because a burr will be proud on the chamber, and all you have to do is
Yep.
just make sure that you're just removing the burr and not putting another little divot in there.
Correct.
Yeah. Maple Ridge sends these like tags with their stuff now.
Oh,
Neat. Maybe I'll use it for like keys or something like that.
well, let me see. I was looking at a comment.
It's like a fabric.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's a fabric
Yeah.
tag, but it's
You know what you do with that is you put that on this here kind of chamber flag.
I've seen that. I've seen people do that. But
Can you read that one?
yeah, PCC is not a crime.
It's not a crime. Don't be a hater. Leave the PCC shooters alone. Just because they showed up
feel
on a
like-
really short bus.
You just have to put that into a PCC though. Like that's the only place you can use that now.
Yeah,
That's your
well,
dedicated PCC chamber flag.
that's right. Shout out to Casey for bringing that home for me from like Florida or something. Because him and I were going to take over the PCC world, and then Calgary Shooting Center sent me a red back.
Mm.
What are you going to do?
Gotta go where the sponsorship takes you.
Or tells you to.
Mhm.
You go where you're told.
Yeah. Anything else we want to talk about today?
No, we'll do. So let's tell the listeners we're going to do these little bonus. We're trapped in isolation episodes every couple of days, just to give you guys some extra content to help take the edge off.
And because we're bored.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. Well, I'm not. I got a lot to do, but I have an obligation to our fan base. I respect and admire them and appreciate their support, so I feel obligated to create content for them.
I'm just bored.
Give them give them more things to use against me, really. Yeah, and you were just bored, so.
Mhm.
Thursday will be the regular show, and in between we're going to do little COVID-19 updates.
Do you
Day
know what
300
COVID stands for?
No, but that's
Coronavirus.
funny.
It stands for coronavirus. They just wanted to shorten it up so they could put a number on it.
Captain Andy,
and they just made it. They just made that word. COVID is like a new shortening they just made. February 2020.
And what was the first coronavirus episode we did where somebody tagged it with like the name for crow or something?
Oh yeah, we did that. Yeah, COVID-19.
COVID.
What's the shortening for bats? Because I think it was bats. Have you seen the memes yet where it's like
no, remember I
Domino's
deleted
where it's like someone wanted to eat bat soup, so now everyone loses their jobs. and you don't have any toilet paper to wipe your butt with.
Yeah, that is funny. Cool, man.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll wrap it up for this week or for tonight. A regular show on Thursday, and
Sounds good.
yeah, man.
Later, everyone.
Stay home.
Stay home.